नमस्कार फ्रेंड, आप सभी का स्वागत है। फ्रेंड्स, सीएलसी मीटिंग ग्रुप इंश्योरेंस ग्रुप मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस स्कीम के बारे में जो AIBRF ने अपना कंप्लेन सीएलसी दिल्ली में दिया था, उसका पुनः एक बार 6/2 को सीएलसी में मीटिंग हुई। ये सर्कुलर बहुत डिटेल है और सर्कुलर लंबा है, लेकिन जो जिस्ट है यानी कि जो IBA ने अपना सबमिशन दिया और जो AIBRF ने सबमिशन दिया, मैं केवल उसको आपको बताता हूं। IBA defense submission, letter dated 4th February 23, was submitted to the presiding officer for consideration by IBA representative. He had drawn attention of the presiding officer on the following points during the oral submission. IBA does not have any mandate from banks to negotiate, discuss with retiree association. The scheme was extended to retirees on optional basis subject to payment of premium. Judgment delivered by High Court in writ petition Jugal Kishore Julka and others, and some other points made in it were referred. AIBRF is not signatory to the settlement and does not hold any ground for discussion with IBA statement in between IBA and UFBU. यानी कि उनका साफ साफ कहना कि AIBRF कोई नो अथॉरिटी जो डिस्कस हमसे करे। इन व्यू ऑफ द अबव द मैटर शुड बी क्लोज्ड बाय सीएलसी। उन्होंने साफ साफ कहा कि इस मैटर को सीएलसी क्लोज करे। रिस्पॉन्स ऑफ AIBRF ऑन IBA सबमिशन डॉक्यूमेंट्स। It is very clear that the settlement dated 25th May 23, which include group medical scheme, also was negotiated and approved by IBA on the basis of mandate given by member banks. As far as group medical scheme is concerned, there are three parties to it: IBA representing bank management, unions representing employees and retirees as beneficiaries of the scheme. Retirees have been conferred some benefits and rights under the scheme. The retirees covered under the scheme are large in number. They have independently organized themselves as per law of the land. In case of any grievances, retirees as beneficiaries have an issue related to the implementation, violation of the terms and conditions of the scheme, where retirees and their organization should go. Mandate is already given to IBA to form group medical insurance scheme, which give implied authority to IBA to deal and dispose of the connected issues. How far it is correct for IBA to say to consider grievances of retirees connecting to already formed scheme, they need separate mandate to talk to the representative of beneficiaries. Whether it will be legally tenable and in conformity to the state policy to close all doors of the grievances redressal for beneficiary and ask them approach court. It was brought to the notice of presiding officer that the need of having proper grievance redressal forum was recognized and well appreciated by Parliamentary Committee on Public Grievances, Law and Justice in 2009, and directed IBA to establish grievance redressal forum in banking industry so issue can be resolved through discussion to avoid litigation. IBA is not ready to recognize it. How far it proper for IBA to say at this stage that the scheme is optional for retirees? In other words, IBA stand is that either you accept the scheme finalized by IBA or forget it. The retirees were happy to welcome the scheme in 2015 as if met their long needed demand of health insurance. Large number of retirees opted for it. But after 3 years, increase in premium arbitrarily for retirees and then saying that it is optional is very harsh and pinching situation for retirees. It amounts in throwing them on their fates and exposing their health. At this stage, no much option is left for the retirees for any alternate. The retirees are feeling hurt with the remark and approach of IBA. The presiding officer inquired that why unions who are parties to the settlement are not raising the grievances of retirees in the matter and why AIBRF is not approaching them for their redressal. In response to this, we submitted that from time to time we are approaching unions for resolution of the retiree grievances as well as improvement in the scheme. but the final view on our request has to be taken by them simultaneously as an independent organization, and our responsibility towards membership. AIBRF cannot remain silent and continue to make all possible efforts for resolution. After hearing the parties, CLC has not accepted a request of IBA to close the matter and decided to hold further discussion on AIBRF representation and rejoinder submitted in the matter. IBA and DFS were asked to submit written response on the points covered under AIBRF rejoinder. Next date of hearing is fixed for 13th March 23. We have given detailed account of the proceedings to enable our affiliates, office bearers, central committee members fully understand the gravity of the whole issue. Friends, मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस स्कीम के बारे में AIBRF का जो प्रयास चल रहा है वो भी सराहनीय है। हम कभी कभी कहते हैं कि हमने इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम पे कर दिया इस साल का, लेकिन ये तो कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस है, नेक्स्ट ईयर फिर आने वाला है। तो ऐसे में इसका रिड्रेसल होना जरूरी है ताकि आने वाले दिनों में हमारे जो रिटायरी साथी हैं उनको दिक्कत ना हो। थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार।